In order for her to regret losing you, you first have to know what you brought to the table. Just simply even meaning the value that you are offering her. And sometimes y'all might get caught up on the expectations that women have and these crazy standards. And when that's happening, you're minimizing your worth. And also what you're doing is telling her, like, I'm going to be willing to do whatever it takes in order to prove that I could be that person to do that. So for her to really regret losing you, it has to look like you actually did things for yourself, for one, and also that you're fed up, right? So probably you're trying to get her to regret losing you, or you want her to actually regret losing you because you know you're a good guy. Now here's the thing, time to be honest with ourselves. Were you the type that were doing things to make things worse? Were you cheating? Were you lying? Did you keep saying you're gonna get something done and it's been months, it's been years? Some of y'all here are even making false promises to her. And how is she gonna also regret losing you if there's things that you have to make up yourself? So this is where, when you have to be truthful, and write in the comment section, what is it that you feel like you actually did good? There is no issue. She needs to regret losing you because of the great person, the great guy, what you brought to the table, all that stuff about you, right? But on the other hand, as I was saying, when you're being truthful, just maybe comment something that you feel like it's high expectations, you couldn't live up to it. Like sometimes if she's telling you got to get her flowers all the time, some of y'all won't be able to do it. Some of y'all don't even really want to do it. All sorts of stuff like that. Or she's just not understanding when it just doesn't happen. Or it could be you're a bad liar, you're a compulsive liar. What is it? If there's no issue, then hey, if you're being truthful with yourself, cool, we'll leave it at that, okay? But the other thing, right, back to this topic of regret, she has to see that once you've left and you're no longer around, there's a huge gap to, let's say, the, oh, I feel complete, that type of aspect, and also just in general what you are doing to help her. So knowing you being emotionally available is an important thing, and it is actual value. It's something that you don't want to overlook as well. So this can fall into regret, because let's say if she's dealing with one guy that is emotional available and then he has maybe other things that he's not so good at or he's lacking in. Remember, you have to be attentive to her expectations. What is she really wanting, needing from you? So if she has that guy that is emotionally available, emotionally has it there where he could talk and all that stuff, but yet is lacking, that's one guy. Now, you could be this other guy where you're emotionally unavailable, but you have a lot to offer. Sometimes some women are about, what are you really gonna do? Like, can you actually pay for these things, buy her these things? Because you know, there's also men out there that women won't take serious but do have money. Like, I don't think that's something that we talk about enough. Maybe you don't really see as much videos, or maybe y'all know this is something that you should comment your opinion on for sure, because I do think that's another aspect of like the expectations of men needing to have money, having this type of stuff, status. As much as it's still important, it doesn't mean that that's where it stops. It doesn't mean that once you are there, you're going to be set. However, it's going to help you for sure. And there's so much leverages that come with it. Yes. Now back to my key point of, there's the other guy that is emotionally unavailable but can be available in other areas. So if she's looking for somebody that is emotionally available, there's a lot of men out there that could do that for her, right? That's kind of one of the things that, even if you're not an emotional person, or you don't know how to open, or you're normally nonchalant, that is still something that you can bring out, right? So since that could be the case, she might still have these things that she expects. However, she's gonna then go ahead and regret losing you just because she had somebody that was so emotionally available. Remember, because women are emotional by nature, even feeling heard and listened to is gonna just be a way of her feeling good about you, a way of her wanting you in her presence. So I'm saying, don't downplay yourself to believe like that's not good enough, that's not gonna help. And let me know if you want a part 2, because as much as, you know, I love talking to y'all and doing these videos, my videos are going to be around like 10 minutes for the most part. So I'll always continue, add more, because there's always so much to extend on. Now, let's just go back to how it's so important, because when she goes into the regretting losing you, what she's going to be feeling to herself, like, dang, you know, he was there for me. He was supportive. I love how he treated me. He was so good to me. All sorts of stuff along that line, right? Now, being good to you and her being there, showing up, if she's not doing her part, you also have to understand regretting losing you is going to come with things that you need to do. So, of course, so many of y'all know about no contact. We know about ghosting. We know about walking away. Things of that sort can be effective. So that's where you have to understand what you have to apply to your situation. Like, let's rewind though. The guy that is actually emotionally unavailable, but yet can fulfill her needs and wants in other areas, and she's always like, you don't hear me, you don't listen, you're not there, you know, you just don't care about my feelings. That's something that she's not going to want to keep putting up with. But remember, like, being with somebody, staying with somebody, there's obviously attachment, there's also beneficial reasons to it and things like that, right? So depending on even her attachment style, if like she's going to be fearful and doesn't want to leave, then she becomes fearful avoidant, so she could shut him out. There's going to be maybe some passive aggressiveness going on, but she's still going to, however, some way get back in his life, want him back around. The missing, the regret will only last so long, just because that emotional attachment, especially starting there, even if she becomes avoidant and is fearful avoidant, it can only last so long. Now, that's going to be different situation, because also she's going to be fearful avoidant where it's commitment time and yet this guy really treats her really well. And if she has other like childhood traumas or other things that she experienced herself that has impacted her, and I'll definitely be doing an attachment style video very soon. Y'all gotta let me know, like I said, the videos that y'all want to see, part 2s, all sorts of stuff. Just let me know in the comment section and your girl will definitely deliver. Now let's just go back, rewind one more time. So it really depends on the type of woman that she is. Now, back to my point of, if that guy can't be emotionally available and basically is just unavailable when it comes to his emotions, can't do that part, and also back to not being a good listener, all those sorts of stuff is going to impact her. However, her desires, her expectations, what matters the most and what stage that she's in, and she could also be in a phase in life, right? So wherever she is with that is going to play an impact on who and how much she's regretting. So in your case, whoever the guy you are to her, there's still going to be an element of her missing and regretting and wanting you back for the reasons that I mentioned, plus more. So if there's other things that you want to mention on what you notice that works, let the fellas know, and anybody else that's reading, and maybe things that you want me to mention in the next video. So that's really it for this video. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to check out exclusive content by clicking the Patreon link, and also check out my website for more help and other things that could be effective in your life and you want to see. So book your consultation though if you do want to get on the line. Bye y'all.